Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pacific. As the Pacific maps and the Pacific Tides of War chapter have finally reached Battlefield 5, something we have, or most of us have been waiting for a very, very long time. A lot of us believe that this is the make or break chapter regarding Battlefield 5 and if this game will be successful in the future or not. And I'm no EA cocksucker, I'm no DICE cocksucker, but I'm not gonna lie, these maps is a step in the right direction for Battlefield 5. And I honestly, wholeheartedly mean that, because in my humble opinion, these are the best maps. Iwo Jima and Pacific Islands are the best maps to come to this game since Mercury. And Mercury was like released in June. I mean, some people would say Operation Underground takes that title prior to that, but me personally, Operation Underground is no more than a reskin Metro, and it's not all that interesting to me. Sure, it's another map to play, but I wanted something unique, I wanted something new, and this is what I got, and I am incredibly happy with what I have in front of me right now. This first map you're watching is Iwo Jima. For the record, all gameplay recorded here today did not take place on Conquest. I've stopped playing Conquest for the time being. I actually find Breakthrough to be much more enjoyable to play, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So what I'm gonna do throughout this video is I'm gonna do as quickly as I possibly can, give you all my views on these maps as the gameplay goes on in the background. Of course, there's gonna be a little surprise coming up in a few minutes for you guys as well. So, like I said, in the Pacific chapter, Iwo Jima, Pacific Islands, easily the best maps in the game to come since Mercury, in my honest opinion. There's just something about these maps that just feels like World War II and feels like the Pacific theater of war. The maps themselves play incredibly well on Breakthrough. Personally, unless you're on the attacking team, it's a lot more difficult, especially if your team is incredibly incompetent. During the time I was playing these maps when they released, I won 7 or 8 straight games in a row because the other team was complete trash, and myself and my buddy Hollow, who I will also feature later in this video as well, with a funny moment that he had, they just got shit on, dude. So it depends on Breakthrough is all about how competent your team is, and I think the capture points work for the map. I think the sectors work for the map. It all depends on how your team plays. That's just me. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below, because I honestly think one of the worst things about Battlefield 5 is its team balancing, which is why I stopped playing Conquest, because every time I get on Conquest maps, I get shit on by the other team endless amounts of times, and it just becomes really unfun for me to play. So that's just my opinion. As in terms of the map itself, Iwo Jima is captured incredibly well. If you've seen any movie, like, I don't know, like there's a couple of movies that feature the Battle of Iwo Jima, like World War II based movies. Flags of Our Fathers is one, which is fucking great. That battle scene on Iwo Jima is incredible. And then the second one, which I think is even an even better movie, is Letters from Iwo Jima, which is a movie that's basically taken from the Japanese point of view, and just how looking at the maps, looking at Iwo Jima in the movie and looking at this map, it's almost like a spitting image. It's incredible how well they captured this map. I questioned how they were going to capture, the map and, the story behind, this incredible battle, and they did a fantastic job. I have no bad things to say about this map, personally. I mean, yeah, there's a couple instances where I'm like, I would have had this differently, but other than that, it's one of the best maps in the game, period. So really quick, I'm going to take a step out from this commentary. there's a funny moment I want to have you guys see. I don't know how the fuck it happened. I don't know why the fuck it happened, but I'm going to show it to you guys anyway, right now. Oh, fuck.
This chicken's carrying around a sword. Well, this dude is carrying around a sword.
Yeah, that's what the Japanese can do. It's fucking dope, I'm not going to lie. I'm stuck. Dude, a plane just committed suicide and I'm stuck. Dude, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I can't get out. I can't get out. I'm stuck. Don't know how. Don't know why. And as upset as I was that my little kill streak that you guys were watching there ended the way it ended, that was a hell of a way to go out. And if it's any bugs or glitches I'm happy with in games, that one actually made my day a little bit brighter, not gonna lie. Anyway, so I've talked about Iwo Jima and how I feel it's captured incredibly well. This map, Pacific Islands, is also a fantastic map. I think it plays also very well on Breakthrough. It's another map that's it's colorful, it's got that beautiful blue water, it's got the perfect sunset. I have not personally seen the actual storm. I know there's like a storm weather thing on this map, kind of like in Battlefield 1 where they would have, you know, weather features in the game. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it doesn't really affect visibility all that much, not nearly as bad as fog in Battlefield 1 or even the sandstorm on what was it, Suez Canal, any of the desert maps that were in Battlefield 1. Now, I don't even think I haven't even seen the sandstorm all that much in maps like Hamada, but that's just me. And if anything, Pacific Islands reminds me a lot of Paracel Storm, which for some of you who don't know, Paracel Storm is actually one of my least favorite maps in Battlefield 4, because it's just not a map I really enjoyed playing all that much. You know, it was, some people say it's a fan favorite map. I don't really like it all that much. But this map actually reminds me of it, but it's actually not as terrible as Paracel Storm was, in my opinion. I actually think it plays pretty well, once again, for Breakthrough. And again, it's a beautiful map to look at, easily one of the most visually appealing maps in the game. It's just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful map, honestly. The pickups on the map, the pickups are, I think this is the first time they're doing the pickups in quite some time. The pickups on the map are like the sword. If you guys heard the little live clip there, the sword is designated for the Japanese. I don't have the gameplay of it here, but I actually did get a kill with the sword, which was like, oh my god, I got a kill with the sword, that was dope, that sort of thing. And the flamethrower, which I have actually not picked up yet because I don't know the spawn point for them. If I knew what the spawn point was for them, it's gonna remind me of my days on Battlefield 1 just wiping off fucking humanity with that shit. I'm telling you right now. So this is where I kind of get into the negative aspects of the map, especially on the intro, or not, like on Breakthrough specifically. They're the first objectives that you have to take for the Americans. The first objectives play heavily into the whole MMG bipod meta that's in the game, which I and many people in the community are not a fan of. I just think it's dumb. I really just think it's dumb, and as I die there, you're about to watch me get a nice little quad with that little missile that I dropped a few seconds ago. But seriously though, the MMG bipod's very noticeable, especially on Iwo Jima, because Iwo Jima is a very open map. And speaking of open, I don't know how the fuck this happened. I guess I must have spotted someone. My buddy Hollow must have spotted him. And watch what happens here. I zoomed in for you. Guy beats the ever-living shit out of that dude camping in the bush. Speaking of motherfuckers camping in a bush, I can't really, maybe it's just me being a colorblind and blind piece of shit, but I honestly think the character models are way too similar looking. Like, the uniform colors are way too similar. I think they blend into the map too well, which is my only problem with, you know, Pacific Islands is the fact that it's so green and the uniforms are so tan or green that it's really, really, really easy to just blend into the map. I personally can't stand it, but I don't know. Visibility in this game is, we all know, it's been well documented throughout the community how poorly the visibility is in this game. And finally, the last thing I want to mention, I kind of mentioned it before, US is the attacking team on these maps, and for the most part, they get the shit end of the stick, especially on Iwo Jima, because Iwo Jima, they have to travel a very, very, very long distance to actually get to the beach, and by then, the enemy is pretty much well dug in, and like I said, it depends entirely on your team's competence to capture objectives, get in positions to move up, that sort of thing. It's essentially, you know, if we're gonna get D-Day in this game, this was like D-Day Part 1, because that's exactly what it felt like with the Battle of Iwo Jima. But that's like the only stuff I have to say negatively about these maps. Other than that, I think these maps are a step in the right direction for Battlefield 5, and it feels like Battlefield finally is back with the Pacific chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ed0626. Thank you all for watching, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Have a great day, and peace out.